Today we're visiting BrandHero in south of Portugal in a small town called Luz. BrandHero is a Amazon FBA aggregator. They acquire different Amazon brands. We will talk with them about what type of brands they look for, what operations they are running behind the scenes. If you want to check their website, check the link below in the description. Hello, Lucas. It's nice to be here at BrandHero's office. So before we talk about BrandHero, could you introduce yourself? I know you have quite a big experience working at Amazon yourself. So please tell us a little bit about your story and your experience.
Sure. So yeah, my name is Lucas. I'm CEO of BrandHero. And before that, I was basically 10 years in Amazon. Doing different roles in different countries, but I would kind of summarize it saying the first 8 years, I would say, basically running FBA and launching new products like Pan-EU FBA, which was one of the main drivers of growth during the last years for Amazon in Europe. And then for the last 2 years, which is in the middle of COVID, so imagine a bit the craziness there, I was running supply chain and distribution strategy for Amazon grocery business. So basically, not here in Portugal, but across different cities in Europe, you can, what's called now Amazon Fresh, you can go online, ask for your daily groceries, and they will deliver it to you in 1 to 2 hours. So basically all the infrastructure, supply chain, distribution channels, etc., across all of Europe is basically what I was doing the last 2 years. And also, we launched, or I was running the supply chain to launch one of the first non-US grocery physical stores. So I don't know if you know, Amazon has a physical grocery store where you can go and buy products and you leave without paying, kind of. Yes, yeah. Or that's what we used to make you think. And they were all in the US, and in the middle of COVID, they launched in London, 7 stores. That was just before I left.
So you now joined a much smaller company, BrandHero, and what's your role here?
So I'm Chief Operating Officer, so basically doing a bit of everything, but mainly kind of operations.
And can you tell us, so what's the vision of BrandHero? I know there are a lot of aggregators in the space, like how you differentiate and what's different?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I think there's more than enough space for many aggregators. I mean, the online e-commerce business and Amazon specifically is just continuing to grow and grow. So I think it's okay, there are many, but I think what makes us different, I think, is as you're seeing here, a lot of us are basically operating background, right? So we're not the model of financial aggregators where, you know, we do kind of a aggregation of multiple companies and then see what happens and take the multiples. We're basically looking at this as a long-term project where we know the long-term value of the brands, and for the customers is, you know, learning how to actually deliver value through the products, right? So we want to make sure we deliver good experience to customers. We want to make sure we deliver good products, etc. So most of us have been doing this for many years. A good example of that is, for example, the agency, which has already been doing this for 4 years, running very big brands on Amazon. And I think that's what I would say makes us proud, is we've been doing this for many, many years, and we think there's many more years to come, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned agency. So as far as I know, BrandHero joined forces together with one Amazon agency in Spain. So you basically got 30, 40 extra people to work.
So it's one of the few, let's say, preferred Amazon agencies. So Amazon decides which, it has like preferred treatment with agencies. I think in Spain there's only 4. I don't know how many across EU. But we reached out to them, obviously, and discussed the BrandHero proposition. And obviously, knowing the good track record they had, we approached them to see if they wanted to join forces. And the agency, which is called Amazing, said yes. And obviously, yes, they bring a lot of expertise to the team. like I said, they've been running for 4 years, more than 100 brands. A lot of value, preferred Amazon seller, Amazon agency, etc. So yeah. And that business also continues to run. So they support us, but they also support normal clients that use them to help them grow on Amazon.
And talking about products you're looking into, like categories, where do you want to expand your brands? Like what kind of brands are you looking to acquire in case someone is listening and wants to talk to you?
Good question. I mean, now there's a bit of a change in the industry. I'm sure you're aware. There's definitely a slowdown, and I think we're a bit more cautious now. We're really making sure, obviously, we have our long KPI list of metrics we want to check before we move into negotiating with a seller. But I think that list now is a bit longer, and unless everything is green, we're going to have our doubts. But I think the idea is similar. We're looking for really brands that have value. It's not just one more, right? Has a track record of performance, has a track record of good customer feedback, has a track record of obviously good ratings. It's a profitable business. The owner is someone that, we potentially also obviously can stay with us or stay with the business, or can partner with us for more long term. So I think that all stays the same. It's just obviously now in the situation of the market right now, it's a bit more tricky on what is a good brand.
What is your minimum revenue you are looking at? Like how small brands can approach you?
Yeah, we've normally what we call under-optimized brands. So we go after brands where we, looking at the numbers, looking at their metrics, we plug in with our own API into their Seller Central accounts. We look at long-term potential. So not just in the short run, how could we squeeze this to the max? We think long-term, where can we get to this brand? So we focus less on the larger brands and we focus more on, let's say, niche, smaller, starting new brands. So to answer your question, clearly I would say anything between 700 to 3 million euro total top line revenue per year. That would be.
In terms of geography, do you accept any?
We accept anything. To be honest, we've mainly been focusing on EU so far, just because we're based in the EU, but it's not a limitation. We've looked at a lot of brands in the US, obviously, because that's where a lot of the market is. And I would say those are two main markets for the moment we're looking at, US and EU.
So can you tell us more about your base? So you said you're based in Europe. I know you have some people working in Portugal, in Spain.
Yeah.
How is this distributed?
So hopefully later you'll show everyone the really cool office here. But so we're in Luz now in the south of Portugal. This is kind of headquarters. And here mainly we have kind of the M&A team. So kind of all the data analytics. Our CTO here as well is here as well. So technology, etc., is more based here. And then we have another office in Madrid, which is the amazing office of the agency. And basically there it's more day-to-day operations. So we have kind of the experts on listing, content creation, keywords, and heavily on the advertising piece.
And now let's talk with Steve, the guy behind the team of BrandHero. So could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Augustus. So my name is Steve. I'm the Chief People Officer at BrandHero, which encompasses also the amazing team as well, looking after all of the people operations across our Spanish office as well as our Portuguese office as well.
All right. And could you tell us, how do you distribute the team between Spain and Portugal? What's the logic?
Yeah, logic. It's a very good question. But so obviously we've evolved since we started the business in September, having the acquisition of Amazing, which has allowed us to expand internationally, but also to have that sort of diversity between having operations in Spain, which is very much to do with the creative and the marketing and the brand management. And hopefully that's where we're going to scale for looking after that through the acquisition of Amazing. But then secondly to that, we also wanted to have a separate function so that we can split the businesses. And so in our Portuguese offices, which is in the south of Portugal, we have more of the back office staff. So people like myself, social media, Also, a large proportion of M&A team are here, supply chain, other financial consultants, as well as some of the senior leadership team, which is based here with the CEO, CPO myself, our CTO, and then our COO and CMO look after our operations in Madrid as well.
And south of Portugal doesn't have big population. How do you find talents to work for the company?
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue sometimes, but we're really trying to start building our brand and appealing to the younger generation as well. So a large proportion of our hiring is going to be young, raw talent coming out of some of the top business schools. So we have close relationships with some of the top business schools in Spain and Portugal. And we started to build brand identity by going to different events, doing a lot of social recruiting, and being very prevalent on some of the social media channels that young people, unlike myself, are using on a day-to-day basis. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, doing targeted ads, but also doing careers fairs and webinars, and also giving back to the communities by giving talks and speeches to appeal to the younger generation so that when they're graduating or wanting to do traineeships and internships, we're the forefront of the mind, and also offering something that no one else can do. You know, we're looking to create a Silicon Valley type business in the south of Portugal, creating all of the jobs that have alliances in Madrid or Porto or Lisbon historically, but actually bring them to what is a beautiful place where people can have that balance of living by the sea and drinking great wine, the sunshine that they never thought were possible, and changing the landscape of the Algarve forever by creating fantastic jobs, high paid jobs, and just moving their reliance away from tourism and giving back to the area as well.
And are you open to international people working for the company?
Absolutely. So at the moment we have, even though we started a business in September last year, we've got over 12 nationalities in the business. And also, you know, we're very culturally diverse in terms of our people and the languages that we speak. So we even have somebody working currently in Pakistan. We're a very hybrid, flexible type work. So we have people in the office here in Portugal, but we also have people in Madrid, as we alluded to. But we also have people working remotely in Pakistan or other areas of Portugal. And so we want to appeal to people in terms of what makes them most important to them. I think the pandemic changed a lot of people's perception of what was important, and we want to give back to people. Having that work-life balance is super important for us, as well as the flexibility for our employees that come in. So for the right role, then we can have people based internationally, remotely, and obviously with our future growth aspirations to go even further internationally for the whole group. And we'll have different offices in different locations, and also potentially have more remote work opportunities for people in different locations we didn't have before.
All right, so if someone wants to talk to BrandHero and possibly to see if BrandHero could acquire your brand, you will find the link below in the description of this video. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you, Augustas.
And good luck in your business.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed watching this interview. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to receive updates about new videos we publish for Amazon sellers on our YouTube channel. And now I would recommend you to watch other video with BrandHero, where we talk about special Amazon events that will potentially boost your sales.